we go with This Week in History trivia style. Here we go. Question number 1. What famous document... we better go 1 for 1, folks. That's what I'm saying. What famous document was adopted by the Continental Congress on July the 4th, 1776? If you need multiple choice options here, something is wrong. Wrong. July 4th, 1776. Famous document adopted by the Continental Congress. What was it? Was it the U.S. Constitution? Was it the Mayflower Compact? Was it the Declaration of Independence? Or was it the Federalist Papers? I got declaration from Roger. I got declaration from James. I got decorations from Robert. I won't take off for spelling. I know what you meant there. Yes, considering that we recently celebrated Independence Day, it is most likely the correct answer is the Declaration of Independence. One of my favorite things I used to do with my young sailors was remind them that they had sworn an oath. They had taken an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. And then I would ask them a bunch of questions about the Constitution of the United States of America, to which most of them did not know the answers. But it was an important lesson. If you're going to swear an oath to defend a document, you should probably read the thing. Yep, the Declaration of Independence, July 4, 1776. We are all in agreement. Even the TikTok peoples, I believe. Or not. Question number 2. Who was the first person to walk on the moon? The reason they ask is because he was born on July the 5th, 1930. Who was the first human being to walk on the surface of the moon? Are we ready for our multiple choice answers? Buzz Aldrin is an option, along with Neil Armstrong, John Glenn, or Alan Shepard, all famous astronauts. But only one of them is... That is a great answer, Robert. That is very funny. Thank you. Neil Armstrong is who Mr. Taney is going with. Neil Armstrong is who Mr. LeCuyer is going with. And Robert would probably say Neil Armstrong. No, he would probably say someone who's like Neil Armstrong but isn't Neil Armstrong. But Joe Biden was funny, very funny. We all know question number 2. The correct answer is one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Words stretch. That's who Robert would say. So saith Robert. Who's to say that Neil Armstrong's pilot name wasn't Stretch? Wouldn't that have been Hilaire? In 1997, question number 3, in 1997, NASA's Pathfinder landed where? Where did NASA's Pathfinder mission land in 1997? Here are your options. Was it the moon? Was it Mars? Was it Jupiter's orbit? Or was it Earth's upper atmosphere? Now again, we're using our powerful reason of deduction. It said 1997, NASA's Pathfinder mission landed where? Landed where? So it's not Earth's upper atmosphere. Besides, why do we need to go there? We got that thing all figured out. It wasn't Jupiter's orbit, because that's not landing. So that takes you to 2 places. The moon or Mars. I, along with Roger and James, I am going with Mars also. Now, Robert's trying to be funny, and it's a swing and a miss. and timing. It was bad timing. So Uranus, but the Japan and Nissan just throws everything off. Oh, Pathfinder. Okay. All right. Okay. Question number 4. What major U.S. legislation was signed by President Lyndon Baines Johnson on July 2nd, 1964? He signed it. He didn't live it. He signed it all right. He sure did. Oh, you can't put in a serious answer that late. Again, you're keeping your own score, okay? But if you want to say Mars after all of us have already said Mars, do you, boo? What major U.S. legislation was signed by President Lyndon Baines Johnson on July 2nd, 1964? Was it the Voting Rights Act? Was it the Social Security Act? Was it the Civil Rights Act? Or was it Medicare Reform Bill? Well, once the president signs it, it wouldn't be a bill. It could be a really tricky question, right? Because it isn't really an act until he signs it. I'm enjoying Milky Way. They're just putting out randoms now. U.S. major legislation was signed by President Lyndon Baines Johnson on July 2nd, 1964. Was it the Voting Rights Act, the Social Security Act, the Civil Rights Act, or the Medicare Reform Bill? I have my answer. I am pausing while talking to get yours. James goes with the Civil Rights Act. Roger goes with the Civil Rights Act. Yes. And I agree. It was the Civil Rights Act. In a couple of years, they'll be asking questions about the one big, beautiful bill. Question number, and Robert goes with voters' rights. Okay. Question number 5. Which famous composer of the planets died on July 4th, 1934? What famous composer of the planets died on July 4th, 1934? That is correct, Roger. It was definitely an act, but he was very racist, is what we're saying here. Lyndon Baines Johnson was a very racist man, but to get those votes, he sure acted like he wasn't. Question number 5. What famous composer of the planets died on July 4th, 1934? Was it Claude Debussy, Gustav Holst, John Williams, or Igor Stravinsky? Robert just throws in Pluto for no reason. Debussy? It's a Claude with an E, so I feel like I should be pronouncing that with an extra emphasis on a syllable, but I'm not sure which one. So Claude Debussy or Debussy, Gustav Holst, John Williams, who's a very famous composer, but I'm pretty sure was alive long after 1934, and Igor Stravinsky. Now, when life gives you options, and it's a famous Debussy, is what Robert's saying there. When life gives you options, if there's a possibility of choosing an Igor, I always choose the Igor. I'm going with Stravinsky, Igor Stravinsky, because I feel like that's a guy who would have died around 1934, and I don't really know the planets. I mean, I know them in their current version. Robert's going with Debussy. Roger's going with Igor. It's pronounced Igor. And James has fallen off, and Jessica isn't piping in at all. James goes with Holtz. Okay, all right. Question number 6. What American author of Slaughterhouse-Five was born on July 5th, 1922? What American author of Slaughterhouse-Five was born on July 5th, 1922? Here are your options. Was it Ray Bradbury, Ernest Hemingway. Did Stravinsky do Fiddler on the Roof? Maybe. Kurt Vonnegut or J.D. Salinger? These are your options for the American author of Slaughterhouse-Five that was born on July 5th, 1922. He's from New York, right? Son of Slaughterhouse-Four. I don't know. I don't know, Mr. Taney, anything about Igor Stravinsky other than his name's Igor, and I'm always going to choose Igor. That's all I know. I didn't know he was from New York. I don't know if he wrote Fiddler on the Roof. He's just my answer. Did you answer? Oh yeah, you answered Holst. Gustav Holst. You probably know things about him too. Kurt Vonnegut is who he's going with. Roger's going with Salinger, and those are my options right there. Those, I don't think it was Bradbury. I don't think it was Hemingway. I believe it was either Vonnegut or Salinger. Robert's going with Salinger. James is going with Vonnegut. 50-50, man. I believe the answer is Salinger. He wrote the paper and back to school for Dangerfield and was told it was. I remember that. He's an author. J.D. Salinger. I'm going with Salinger. Robert's going with Salinger. Roger's going with Salinger. And James is going with Vonnegut. And because he brings up the Rodney Dangerfield movie, I think it was Kurt Vonnegut. I'm changing my answer before I lock it in. Here we go. All right, here we go. Question number 7, the last question of the week. On July 3rd, 1863, what major Civil War battle concluded with a Union victory? On July 3rd, 1863, what major Civil War battle concluded with a Union victory? Well, I mean, for those of you who don't know, I currently reside right here in central Pennsylvania. And right down the road just a little bit is the place where this battle took place. And I'm not reading you the multiple choice answers because I'm giving Mr. Taney the opportunity to put in the correct answer before I give them multiple choices. Because I feel like you're a little smarter. The Civil War, or as we call it around here, the war between the states. Ain't nothing civil about war. Again, on July 3rd, 1863, what major Civil War battle concluded with a Union victory? Here are your options. Thank you. Finally, Mr. Taney pops in there with Gettysburg. Is the answer Antietam, Shiloh, Gettysburg, or Bull Run? James with Gettysburg or Robert with Little Standing Bull? Antietam, Shiloh, Gettysburg, or Bull Run? Robert corrects his answer to the correct answer, which is Gettysburg. That is my answer. It is Gettysburg. I feel kind of good about this week. I feel like maybe we're not 6 or 7ers. The War of Northern Aggression. That was a stupid Saturday morning cartoon thing. Like the old Civil War general came out there and said, nothing civil about war. That was the War of Northern Aggression. All right. I got to prompt it. Please give me the answers. Yes, that's right. I use manners when I talk to AI, and I correct my spelling because Bull Run was part of Gettysburg. Okay. Here we go with the answers to this week's This Week in History trivia style. Here are the answers. I hope you did well. If you get 7 for 7, I am rooting for you. Here we go. Question number 1. The correct answer, of course, was the Declaration of Independence. Question number 2 was Stretch Armstrong's brother, Neil. Question number 3 was Mars. Question number 4 was the Civil Rights Act. I did that for you, Roger. Question number 5 was not Igor Stravinsky. It was Gustav Holst. Good job, Mr. Taney. Question number 6 was Kurt Vonnegut. They changed that one into timely manner. And question number 7 was Gettysburg. 6 out of 7ers represent. So that's what happened here once again. It's always one, man. What was it? Yeah, the planets. Now I feel like I need to listen to the planets. Well, it's a great way to start your Sunday. I love hanging out with you guys. I love doing this little exercise in futility. It brightens my Sunday every day, and it's good to see old friends and new friends. So yeah, as usual, I remind you today as I remind you every day. Just be the best person that you can be, and if you're a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Brew sends her love, and we'll be recording a new episode of the Lunsby Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew today. But in the meantime, and in between time, you can just search the hashtag LUNSB, and there are hundreds of previous episodes that you could go in and listen to. You say 7 for 7 for the first time. I think you're cheating. I think you got the wife Googling the answers and using the delay as an excuse. I'm calling your integrity into question, sir. I don't care. I'm happy for you if that's what happened. This is water. Cheers. Lunsby.